Michelle Taylor. Hey, Brad. If a person got married to a U.S. citizen, how long can that person put in the paperwork? Put in immediately. Why not? And it'll take about a year. Carolyn. Hi, my husband and I had the visa interview at the embassy and was refused. Nothing is checked to know why, so we do not know what to do. Can you help? Yes. We would have to call the embassy and find out what's going on. Najuma. I got married before my citizenship, and on my N-400, I didn't change my status to married and later filed for my spouse, but I was wondering, would USCIS ever notice or call our marriage a fraud? Probably not call you a fraud, but they may say you lied on your citizenship application. Probably should get a lawyer involved in this. Dinesh, I sent my VAWA I-485 medical RFE to Long Island field office in November. No updates since then. Hopefully you'll get it soon. I don't have an answer. You know, a lot of times people are like, why? And I go, I don't know. I didn't handle your case, but it should be soon, presumably. Hi, Brad. If someone has asylum pending, can he or she travel within the United States? The answer is yes. Recently, I heard from a lawyer advising asylum applicants not traveling to certain states. One of them was Arizona. And she actually mentioned that one of the applicants got arrested at one of the airports in Arizona, even though the applicant was in pending asylum and was here legally and had a work permit. Can you advise? I never heard that. That's news to me. Violet, can a daughter that a U.S. citizen file for a parent while he or she is working on the H-2B program? Yes. If they're here in the U.S. on an H-2B and the daughter's a citizen, yeah, file the not only file the I-130, but file the adjustment too. CE user, Brad, can a U.S. citizen father who has never lived in the U.S. and is living abroad apply for an N-600 through the grandfather who has 5 years of U.S. residence as a citizen? If not, can he be petitioned by a dad? I assume it's the grandchild of the grandparent who lived in the United States. Under certain circumstances, what the law says for derivative citizenship, you need 5 years of residence prior to the child's birth. But in certain circumstances, you can use the residence of the grandparent to substitute for the residence of the parent to derive U.S. citizenship. So yes, possibly. Tanish, Brad, how long after the judge approved your I-45 do you receive your green card? It takes a while, unfortunately, because they got to transfer the file to USCIS to process, and sometimes takes well over a year, sometimes 2 years. Crazy, because judges are lazy and don't do it that fast. Fitzroy, if you're doing a VAWA and you don't have a social security number or birth certificate, how that works is file your VAWA, file an adjustment, then you'll get your work permit and your social security number. You're asking you don't have a social security number or birth certificate for your spouse? I guess that's the question. USCIS will look it up, so don't worry. Nia Kamoy, I filed for my adult son in 2020. When will he get the approval letter? I have no idea, Kamia. Could be a while. Dave D, I'm a U.S. citizen. I married. My wife lives in Jamaica. How long does it take for the I-130 application to be approved? Usually about a year. Chelsea, my son is in the Army. How long could he take to file for me? As long as any other U.S. citizen. If you're in the country, about a year. To adjust outside of the country, about 2 years. Muhammad, can I apply visa? They removed me in 2019 on 27 years. I'm permanent resident, moral turpitude, 3 years probation. I would have to review your records, but if you only have crimes of moral turpitude and you have a spouse who can file for you, then the answer is most likely you'll be able to return. RFE for medical I-45 is a good sign for I-140 EB1 already approved. It doesn't mean it's already approved, but it's a good sign that they wouldn't ask for the medical if they were not inclined to approve it. So thumbs up there. Soccer lovers. Hi, Brad. I had a J1 visa when I entered the country. Now I am in removal proceedings. I want to apply for VAWA as I married a U.S. citizen. What are the correct steps I have to take to adjust my status? File the VAWA case. You may need a waiver for the 2-year home residence requirement. Prove the abuse. Show the judge that you have a VAWA case filed, and they should either administratively close or terminate your removal. Christina Scarlett, good evening, Brad. I'm currently living in Jamaica, and I got married in May of 2023 to a U.S. citizen. He filed the paperwork for an I-130 in July 2023. What's the duration? Sometime over the summer 2024, it should be approved. Rebecca London. Hi, Brad. I'm a UK citizen with advanced degrees in social work therapy, looking to move to the USA with my family of 5 to be closer to my in-laws and sister. What is the fastest route you would recommend? Also, there are websites. Do you recommend to look for visa sponsorship jobs? Yeah, look for visa sponsorship jobs. An H-1B visa probably would be the way to go. John, when someone travels to a home country after asylum and applied for the N-400, will they be denied? Possibly. They could be denied because you went to a country you claimed asylum from, got your green card because of it, said you were terrified to go, and then as soon as you got your green card, you traveled. So there are lots of questions for sure. Ombis, Can someone get a VAWA after they have a marriage fraud case and on deportation? No, you would have to overcome that marriage fraud and prove that marriage fraud did not happen. Jacola, hey, Brad. Good night. If I seek asylum and I got married to a U.S. citizen, can I get green card and go back to my country and come back? Not a good idea. Just because now you're married to a U.S. citizen means everything you said in your asylum was BS and it doesn't matter. It matters. You said you were terrified to go home. You filed for asylum and now you're home. What do you think? Hopefully. Parents are I-130 out of country in El Salvador. How long? Submitted in December 22. Reviewed since January. I don't know, but it's way past approval, hopefully. So I think maybe you should have a consultation with me. It should have been approved already. Damian Christie, how long after you send in the medical to immigration they take to approve your adjustment? It's supposed to be 4 months, but it's taking a lot longer.